Alright, so now that I got a little decorative with the National Power Rangers Day being today, August 28th, that's right, it was 25 years ago that we were introduced to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on our television screens, and today, this iconic franchise is still going strong. Right. Anyway, this is not a Power Rangers review, even though I'm celebrating this day under the Power Rangers banner, but with that said, we have another Studio Series Transformer figure to take a look at. That's right, more Transformer figures. I am so out of variety, ain't I? Anyway, you want it? Here we go. Let's do this. Right, Transformer Studio Series number 17, Shadow Raider, which is locked down. It's completely locked down. The only difference is the head sculpt. That's it. Right. So anyway, let's take a look at the packaging. We've got number 17, locked down. Right, it's locked down. Locked down. Right. It's completely locked down. They just, photoshopped a couple of things and that's really it. Right. Difference. Right. Yay. Studio Series Shadow Raider, Decepticon logo. Ages 8 and plus. Hasbro's logo going up to Takara Tomi's logo right there. The dual branding. Just remember that. Transformers Age of Extinction, where this character comes from. For the said action figure of this review. Transformers up to the Misaligned Generations logo at the top right corner. On the side of the packaging, we've got an Autobot logo where the Decepticon logo should be on the open window side packaging. But regardless, we got that nice artwork of Lockdown again. I'm just going to keep calling it Lockdown because Shadow Raider, what's that? It's just a made up thing. Anyway, we got the authentic Transformer stamp, which to remind you, if it doesn't say authentic, it's a knockoff. On this side here, we've got number 17 Studio Series. Once again, Shadow Raider / Lockdown. And then on the back, here's Shadow Ranger. Oh my goodness. I knew I was going to say it. Oh, happy Power Rangers Day, everyone. Anyway, yeah, so we got a Lamborghini mode, going to its robot mode, 14 steps of transformation, yada yada yada, Shadow Raider. Here's the backdrop information that he comes with. Basically, the enemy ship, which is Lockdown's backdrop, no difference. Other things available in this line, we've got Jazz, we've got Bumblebee, which we'll look at next, and then we've got Ratchet in his, Dark of the Moon colors? Right, I think it's Dark of the Moon, because I don't think he changed colors in Revenge of the Fallen. Anyway, that's a story for another day. And that's it for the packaging. Let's bring in Shadow Raider. Come back here, you. So, yeah. Unfortunately, it's still lopsided for some reason. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Anyway, here he is. Let's remove his weapon here so I can show off. The only real difference besides the head sculpt is the accessories this figure comes with. Right? So as you can see, this time around, we actually have the proper weapon that Lockdown should have came with, just didn't come with. But, yep. This is it. As I'll show in the picture. There it is. There's that rifle at long last, people. Now we have it. We have all three weapons of Lockdowns. We got his hook, we've got his sidearm blade, and now we have his blaster rifle. It's pretty cool. Right, so anyway, we'll put that aside, and we'll do a quick side-by-side comparisons here with the previous color of this mold, Lockdown. And as you can see, the only real difference is, besides accessories and a different head for the robot mode, it's just the color. This is all orange. This one here is that very nice smoky black plastic that's glossy. Very nice. This one's pretty flat because I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, none of this is orange plastic. This is all paint. They pretty much just took this figure and they just repainted over him. That's it. Just done. Right. There's your difference. Okay, let me just be a little more detailed about this. We do have a little bit of some color differences in the paint scheme. We've got silver for the headlights instead of clear plastic. Onto the back, as we look real quickly, the lower portion of the bumper is actually painted in black instead of just the smoky black plastic. The headlights are painted red. That's red as well. This is actually painted black. This is not painted at all. It's a nice attention to detail with the paint job. It's not sloppy or anything, but I will say, painted plastic does have its consequences, especially when it comes to quality of figures. Sometimes it can force things to be a little more brittle, especially if it's on top of clear plastic. Anyway, with that said, We do have some complications, and we'll get to that in robot mode, basically when we go through the transformation. But before I forget, I will showcase that yes, he comes with the instructions. And as all Studio Series Transformer figures, I have to go through it because you want me to. So here we go. So moving right along to the transformation part of this video, it shouldn't take long at all. It's as simple as lockdown, because it is locked down. Anyway, what we want to do is untab the door here from the side as we pry this piece right here where my finger's pointing at a little out so we can get it through. So that's a very tight tab, and it doesn't help that the paint actually thickens up these joints. Makes it a little more tricky to get them out properly, but untab there. Do the same thing on this side here. Push up, push out on the door, slide it out from here. There we go. We freed up his arms now. So what we can do next is we can, since it's already separated on its own, we can just come over here and we can push this up to untab from the back section here, which is going to release his legs. So let's go ahead and bring these up for a moment. So what we can do next is we can flip this piece around and then fold these panels in like so, and then fold all this up just like that to create his backpack. Next, what you want to do is you want to untab the back bumper section, which are going to be his heel spurs, and then we're going to angle this piece out like so and fold down the foot, and then we're going to rotate at the thigh section, and that is a leg. Do the same thing on this side, but be a little gentler with it because this happens to pop off very easily, and I will show you why. Because of the thickness of the paint won't allow the actual locking points of this heel spur to actually stay put in place. I'm going to have to thicken or actually make this hole a little bigger is what I meant to say. And it does hold as long as I don't mess around with it, but anyway, rotate this, and there you go. There's his legs. Pretty much the lower body's complete. What we need to do next is take this whole top section, fold it up, so hopefully we can flip out his head here, because Lockdowns likes to get stuck sometimes, but this one came out pretty clean. Now what we can do is on this hinge here, we can bend down the front piece of the car and then fold it in, and then we want to reset it by flattening it back just like that. And that way these bits right here are going to tab into one another there and keep the backpack in place. And you think we'd be done here, but nope, we still got some stuff to do. What we need to do is rotate at the bicep here, and this piece seems to have transformed on its own. I didn't have to flip it. That's weird, but okay. Detach the forearm, but by that I mean rotate it. Sorry. I'll rotate it again at the bicep on this side, and then flip this bit forward like that. Untab the forearm, and then rotate it around, and get the figure positioned to your liking. And here is Shadow Raider in his robot mode. And again, it's just locked down with an orange color scheme. Sort of a Halloween theme, if you want to say that, right? So anyway, he's prepared for trick-or-treating, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say, I don't know who this guy is. Alright? It says on the back of his bio that he happens to be a soldier, or one of the soldiers of Lockdown's ship. Probably what Optimus Prime was fighting off against in the movie. I'm going to have to go back and look, because I don't remember them looking anything like this at all. But it is nice to finally have Lockdown's alternate face, where his visor is pretty much in place here. So I guess if you wanted to, since it's on a ball joint, you could pop it off and put it on Lockdown. I would do it, but I don't want to take the time to do it right now. But maybe in a future video I might show it off in the size comparisons. And speaking of size comparisons, there's Lockdown. There you go. So you can see it's just Lockdown with a different color scheme. Yay. Right. So, anyway, going through the details, he does have some scratches here, make it look like he's been through battle, which is nice. It messes up the Decepticon logo, but I kind of like that. It really does make him look like he's combat worn. We do have quite a bit of engineering here, as we do on Lockdown as well. Nothing is really different. He's still got the turtle shell on the back. So, anyway, let's take a look at the face sculpt completely. It's very nice. Clear green plastic here to make up the front piece. That's very nice. I thought this was originally going to be painted like his weapon. These bits up here would actually be painted green on the prototype, but for the final release they decided not to do that. Anyway, what you can do is you can slide it in that slot where it was on the door of the car, and yeah, that looks weird, doesn't it? Doesn't look right. I guess you could also, yeah, I'm sure this is how it's supposed to be. There's this little peg right here that might be able to fit into that hole right there in his hands. I haven't really looked at the instructions to figure this out. Yeah, there we go. So now he's holding it naturally, unlike Optimal Optimus from Power of the Primes. So it does look good. It looks really good. And it hides away his hand, so it looks like this is actually transformed from his hand into his rifle. So that's pretty cool. I actually like that. And again, it's nice to have all three weapons that Lockdown actually used in the film now. His hook, his sidearm blade, and then of course his rifle. Pretty nice. The figure overall is quite surprising, but again, we do have some complications with the fact that there may be just a little bit of some overspray on the joints that really does thicken some of the joints, makes them very difficult to move in places, or it may disconnect certain parts of the figure very easily. Again, I'm going to have to go back and tweak that up just a little bit. Actually, you can see it right there. You can see that sloppiness of the paint that dried into the hole. It just too much overspray, Hasbro. Too much. As a matter of fact, I would have appreciated had the figure actually been created in just orange plastic rather than all this paint here. I get why they did it. It's a cost-cutting measure, as they do with all their repaint / redeco Transformer figures. Can't expect too much than that. But anyway, let's go through the articulation real quickly. He does have a ball jointed head. So again, get all the range you can actually get without the collar getting in the way, which is a little difficult. But you do have ball jointed shoulders, you got a bicep swivel joint, you got ball jointed elbows that are pretty tight on this figure. So that's some good points there. We do have a waist swivel joint, which is nice. Got ball jointed legs with this much kicking forward. That much going back until it hits his turtle shell. Flipping up his arm so we can test it. Nope. Not going to get any JCVD splitting in this video. You do have a thigh swivel joint though. You got single jointed knees that does get 90 degrees of bend, so that's good. And then you got up and down movement at this hinge of his foot, but no ankle rocker pivot. But if you want to count that his heel spurs move in and out, there's something. But I wouldn't force it because, again, this side likes to pop off very easily. Alright, so repositioning the camera so we can get this all on screen. Here is the backdrop that comes with Shadow Raider. And the only real difference between this and Lockdown is just the number indication there. Not even the Transformers logo, because they both come from Age of Extinction. Their only presence is in Age of Extinction throughout the movie universe. But, yeah, not much to really say here, so let's go ahead and test out the figure on it. And if you're putting him in an A-stance position, he holds up just fine. If you were to put him in vehicle form, he wouldn't fit on the stage. If you were to display him in any other position outside of him standing straight up, he will not fit on the stage. And, you know, that's the only side effect to these backdrops. They are cool. They do display really nice with your figures if you got the room for it. But if you want to put them in other poses than just a statue position, it's not possible because there's just not enough space here. That's why every time when I go about displaying my figures with their backdrops, I have to put them on the ground. And it just doesn't look right that way. It just doesn't. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video review. Can I recommend Shadow Raider? Well, for only two reasons. Basically, if you like the color scheme or if you really need those different accessories when compared to what Lockdown had to offer, which, you know, is a plus because he actually came with 2 weapons instead of 1. But then again, I do like his helmet. I like that piece. So, yeah, I can say he's worth it, but just for those reasons alone. So anyway, questions or comments, you know what to do. Hit it down below in the comment section of the video. If you like today's video review, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to give me a sub up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Don't forget to throw in the towel. And until the next video review, which is obviously Studio Series, this is the unprofessional toy reviewer Red's Power sign off saying Happy Power Rangers Day, and I will see you whenever you see me.